Hi, I'm Josh Daly. I'm a site manager for SoftLayer. Welcome to our Dallas 5 data center. This is one of the 13 data centers across the globe. We're going to come check it out. Let's go. We're currently in the lobby. We're going to go and take a tour of the facility. This facility actually has 4 pods, which is a total capacity of about 18,000 to 20,000 servers. Alright, this is an outside look of one of the data center pods that we have here at SoftLayer. We'll be going inside shortly. We'll be talking about the power, we'll be talking about the cooling, the network, the different types of racks we have, and we'll even be going over some of the servers themselves. So here we go. Alright, there's actually multiple levels of security here at the SoftLayer facility. We have the badge readers. We'll check out some biometric readers. We have the cameras that actually encompass the entire building. So I'll be your guide today. I'm going to actually be getting the VIP tour here at SoftLayer. Here we are again inside of one of the SoftLayer's pods. With the way we do pods, it's exactly the same as far as how we implement each individual pod. The rack architecture is the exact same. It holds about 5,000 servers for each pod. The network architecture or control rows are exactly the same. Even cooling and power distribution is the same in each pod. So we're going to actually take a look at one of the customer racks. Here's one of the hundreds of racks that we have here in our SoftLayer Dallas 5 data center. We actually use Supermicro servers. All the hard drives are hot swappable, so we can take them out from the front. We have different form factors, so we have 1Us, we have 2Us down here, we have 4Us. All these 2Us and 4Us have redundant power supplies, so that we have some level of power redundancy built into the server. So that's the actual server architecture that we use. So we're going to go around the rack and take a look at the network. As far as the network, each SoftLayer server has 5 connections. This is a dual path rack. We have 2 for the public, 2 for the private, and 1 management network for KVM access. Customers can choose to opt for a port channel that gives them a 2 gig speed and network redundancy. So that's the basic network breakdown. We have multiple SFPs that will run through our aggregate rack, so we have switch redundancy as well. We also have power strips. All this is controlled through the portal. 2 power strips per rack. They're actually fed from different sources. So if you do have like a 2U server or 4U server that has dual power supplies, they're going to be fully protected if one of those sources has an issue. We're going to take a quick look at how the power distributes all the way from the rack to the PDUs, and then we're also going to take a look at the cooling. Alright, here's a remote power panel. This actually, all the racks aggregate up all the way to this as far as power. Each rack is fed from 2 separate remote power panels, and these power panels actually feed up to our PDUs, which are over here. So here's one of our PDUs. We actually have 4 PDUs total in this pod. Each pod has its own critical infrastructure, so you'll see that each pod has its own source of generators, its own source of PDUs, its own source of RPPs. So from here it'll go all the way to our power room, and from our power room it'll go out to the outside building. Getting away from the power, we're actually going to talk about cooling now. Each one of our pods, again, has its own critical cooling infrastructure. We use the Cray units at this facility. The Cray units actually encompass the entire room. We have multiple Cray units, so that means if we need to do maintenance on one, we can actually de-energize one and still have the necessary amount of units to keep the cooling at the optimal temperature. So here, basically how it works is all the hot air gets collected from the top, comes from the top through the unit, and gets fed underneath the raised floor. Here's the point of presence room, top secret room, kind of one of the secrets of SoftLayer, one of the major network presences for our facility. Unfortunately, not even VIPs can access here. If this was an episode of Cribs, we'd definitely be showing the fridge. Unfortunately, this is a data center, So we have our parts room, which I guess would be the equivalent for SoftLayer. In our parts room we have all the components needed to support all that infrastructure, support all those deployments. We got our RAM, multiple sticks of RAM, we got hard drives, different types of hard drive, 2 terabytes, we got SSDs, SAS drives, SATA drives, basically anything your infrastructure needs we have. Right, now that we're done checking out SoftLayer's fridge, we're actually going to go check out the Network Operations Center. Here we have one of SoftLayer's Network Operations Centers. We have one in Dallas and one in Houston. Inside the Network Operations Center or the NOC, we have several server admins. They're working customer tickets, they're kind of monitoring for network events, handling any sort of internal issue that may be required to take care of our customers. So I think that's a big piece of what we have actually in the inside of our Dell 5 data center. So now we're going to take a look at the critical infrastructure as far as power and cooling that we have encompassing the building. This is actually our gen yard. We have redundant cooling towers. So this actually provides cooling and power for our Pod 1 and Pod 2 here at the Dell 5 data center. We have redundant cooling towers, 2 for Pod 2, 2 for Pod 1, and then we have 3 2-megawatt generators. 1 2-megawatt generator for each pod, and then we have that redundant generator that's available as well. Thanks again for coming out and checking out the Dell 5 data center. I'd love to stay, but we got customers to support and take care of, so you guys have a wonderful day. I'm out.